What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from the Jersey Shore, and I am back with you today to give you my review of the 2018 film Hereditary. If you're new to the channel, remember to click that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. It is good to see you guys again. Hereditary was both written and directed by Ari Aster. And it stars Toni Collette, Alex Wolff, Molly Shapiro, and Gabriel Byrne. Good morning, everybody.
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
So our story revolves around a family of four. You have Toni Collette as Annie, you have Gabriel Byrne as Steve, you have Molly Shapiro as Charlie, and you have Frank Wolff as Peter. So the story begins with the family mourning the loss of Annie's mother. You quickly see a scene of Annie looking through some old photo albums and old memory books of Anna that belonged to Anna's mom. And when she's leaving the room, she turns and she sees what she believes is the ghost or image of or apparition of her mother standing in the room. She flips the light on and the image immediately disappears. Now the story jumps over to Charlie. She's sitting in a classroom and she's supposed to be taking a test, but she's fidgeting around with something. Teacher comes up, tells her, before you fidget around with that or before you mess with that, how about we finish the test first? So you see a side shot of Charlie, and all of a sudden you see something approaching the window, and what it is, it's a bird, and the bird smashes into the window. Oh my God. You then get a POV shot from Charlie, and she's looking up at the front of the classroom, and she sees a pair of scissors sitting in a cup on the teacher's desk. So the next thing you see is Charlie outside with that pair of scissors, and she's cutting this bird's head off. Ew! Then she calmly puts the scissors and the bird head in her pocket. She turns around and she sees an old lady across the street just waving at her. She kind of looks like her grandmother with longer hair. I ain't so sure that that's who that is supposed to be, but it's pretty damn creepy either way. The next thing we see is that Peter has been invited to a party out with his friends. He goes to his mother and he asks if he could borrow the car. And she says, I don't know, is there going to be drinking? He says that there's not. Then she says, well, are you planning to bring Charlie with you? He says, does Charlie want to go? These two just keep going back and forth. You can almost feel the stress between these two. Daggers out. These two are just going back and forth at each other. You can tell that there's a lot of tension built up in this family right now. So against his wishes, and actually against Charlie's wishes too, because she doesn't even want to go to this party, they jump in the car and they head to the party. Once they get to the party, Peter walks in and he is laser focused on a girl that he expressed interest in earlier in the movie. He goes up to that girl, asks her if she smokes because he's got some great weed. When they get ready to go smoke this weed, he turns around and he tells Charlie, stay out here and draw in your book. You can go over there, you can get a piece of cake. He's basically telling her, you stay out here, I'm going to go get high. So Peter goes off to get high and he leaves Charlie out in the kitchen to fend for herself. So eventually you see Charlie standing in the kitchen eating a piece of cake, and you can see it looks like she's struggling a little bit. The next thing you see is Charlie walking into a room and she sees Peter sitting there taking a monster bong hit, and she tells him, I'm having a hard time breathing. It feels like my throat is shrinking. Peanut allergy. So now the race is on. He picks Charlie up and he runs out and he puts her in the car and he's hightailing it out to the hospital. So while Peter is desperately trying to get Charlie to the hospital, he's swerving all over the road, he's looking ahead, he's looking in the back seat, and something catastrophic happens that sets the tone for the rest of this movie. It's so bad. The first thing that I gotta say about this movie is it is heavy. You just feel the weight of stress and tension and loss and anxiety just pushing down on you emotionally throughout this entire movie. It is deeply dark, it is deeply disturbing, and it is point blank and period freaking scary. The acting throughout this entire movie is top-notch across the board. All 4 of our main characters in this movie are fantastic. We have a couple other characters that show up here and there, but the 4 that I mentioned at the beginning of this video are primarily who we focus on. They are all absolutely spectacular. But I gotta say, Toni Collette stole the show in this movie for me. She was stressed out, and she was scary, and she was disturbed. She did a fantastic job in this movie, and it was enough so that it'll make me seek out work from her in the future. One of the things that I actually really liked about this movie was the way that it was filmed, the imagery and the cinematography of it, and some of the camera work was really cool too. You see that Annie's character creates dioramas for a living. That's what she has. She has a big workshop in her house, and you see that she builds little people and chairs and houses and settings in dioramas, and that's what she does for a living. So at the beginning, the beginning of the movie starts off with a wide shot that zooms in on a diorama, and it is the father getting the son up to go to the grandmother's funeral. And throughout the movie, you see different settings in the movie that almost looks like the family is living inside of a diorama. Drawn back shots of like the dining room and bedrooms and so forth. There's a scene where she walks into her mother's old bedroom, and it looks like just an old cookie cutter boxed out room. It's just really cool the way that they shot these scenes. I thought it was awesome. It feels almost like a metaphor for Annie living inside of her work, or her work is her life. This definitely is a movie that you want to pay close attention to. I watched it this morning. I believe this is the 3rd time that I saw this movie, and I picked up little bits that I did not pick up in the previous 2 times that I watched this movie. I found myself this time around pausing the movie and reading different things and just paying more attention to it. And I think that I'm actually, now that I did that today, I want to do it again. I want to go back and rewatch this movie for a 4th time to see what else I missed. This movie was both written and directed by Ari Aster. Prior to Hereditary, I never heard of this dude in my life. Since Hereditary, he also put out another movie called Midsommar. If you have not seen Midsommar, you can check out my review of that movie as well. I'll put the link to that down in the description. That movie is complete wackitude crazy. It's fantastic. It feels different than this movie, but at the same time, it kind of feels the same as this movie. But between Hereditary and Midsommar, I cannot wait to see what this dude does next. Hereditary. I absolutely loved everything about this movie. I don't have one negative thing to say about this movie. If you have not seen Hereditary and you like horror movies, do yourself a gargantuan favor. Watch that one. Alright folks, that is going to do it for my review of 2018's Hereditary. Have you seen this flick? Leave me some comments down below and let me know what you thought about it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you have been enjoying my content up to this point, please do me a huge personal favor. Click that subscribe button and then ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.